Right now, we have, as I mentioned, an Edify adapter to be able to bring in native Edify code, not VXML, but native GUI Edify code. We also, right now, can export to voice objects, prophecy, or just VXML. And the reason why we started with this, again, is because we have a lot of Edify customers that want to move to something else. The first ones that we've talked to want to move to VO and voice objects. So, and that was the reason we were down at the Voxeo Summit, is to let people know that this is what we're up to. We also have plans, and we're partners also, obviously, with Convergys, and we're partners with Genesis, and we're partners with, you know, the list goes on, right, in integrated voice solutions. But, you know, we're still negotiating terms with those other companies so that, you know, as things progress and as work gets generated and as we start moving applications from one platform to the next, the rules of engagement are lined up. So I expect that the Convergys deal will be all wrapped up next week. So the next thing on our agenda is to create an Interaction Composer adapter so that we can convert Edify code to Interaction Composer, because they have a need for that. If there's other needs out there, let us know. If you guys see that when you're in your travels, or if you're an SE, or if you're a salesperson, if you say, hey, you know, our customers want to move from, you know, maybe an old version of Avaya to a new version, or they want to move from, you know, Convergys to Avaya, they want to move from, you know, Synelect to Voxeo, you know, let us know what you're seeing out in the field, and we're going to create adapters for you to make this get out. And we really believe that this works for everybody. Right, and project duration is something too that we've seen a lot of on complete rewrites. You have to have someone that understands the applications, and if your customer built it or some other vendor built it, you have to go in there and try to understand and get in the developer's head about why did they code it this way, and what's this, and this is spaghetti and this isn't, you know, what, all that all ties things up. And we've seen a lot of project creep on these kind of things, and what we want to do is to make it easier and quicker. Okay. The other thing is I sort of mentioned the annual support fees and customers getting stuck there, but as they move to newer technologies, those fees go down. Okay. So there is a cost savings with that as well. Usually, if you go, you know, company to company, meaning like one company to the next company, I've seen the platform providers be very aggressive just to get the customer base over, where they've really lowered the pricing on their per port basis or their hosting charges, just to kind of make it easier for the customer to get there. And we're working with the vendors to actually put hard numbers in place and hard sort of collaborative solution in place for customers, so that here it is. You want to go from Edify to Interaction Composer. Here's what it's going to cost. And we're working with the platform providers to do that, as well as, you know, Voxeo and some of the other partners of integrated voice solutions. If it's within one company, we've seen, you know, obviously they want to keep their customer base because of the maintenance revenue, but as technology has improved, most of the time the maintenance costs have gone down. So, you know, if they're staying within a certain company, saying Edify to Interaction Composer, I've seen them say, well, we really want to keep the customers on here. Let's cut their maintenance bill. So this is a little slide about IVS, about, you know, where we started. We actually bootstrapped in 2004, and it's funny, we never took a dime from investors, and I'm very proud of where we've gone over the past 7 years. It's been quite a ride, and I'm a lucky guy to be part of that, and with the people that we've had over the years and that are still there. We obviously have a lot of, this was for the Voxeo Summit, this particular slide deck, but all of our guys are trained on Interaction Composer, Edify Technologies, Synelect, NVox. We got some Avaya expertise, not that much, but some. We're trained up on convergence technologies. I know I'm probably forgetting some, but that's sort of where we're at IVS. And again, this slide keeps making it into the slide deck, and you know, it's kind of cool, which is why I left it in. I wasn't the one that put it there, but I think it makes sense. And this is what we said, I think, probably 7 years ago at IVS when we were coming up with the whole thought about Arca, and Procter & Gamble hired us to go in and help them with some of these things. And we thought that it made more sense than having a company try to shove technology down your throat and charge you an arm and a leg for it. So being services guys, we're about the customer first. And this is the webinar, and that's the end of the deck. I want to talk a little bit about, and I'm not gonna show my screen anymore, but I want to talk just a little bit about where we're going to go with Arca next. And it's kind of exciting. When we look at things at Blue Flame, we say, what's the future going to be? We don't think about what are we going to create now. We think about what do we want the future to be. So we started thinking about it, and we did take out the runtime from Arca. But one of the things that we think is very valuable is being able to get information, you know, reporting information, perform analytics on it, put business rules around it, and be able to make the applications so that they're actually personalized, layered, able to change for an individual person, able to change by geography, able to change based on the day, just able to change. You know, if there's a guy in Oklahoma that, or let's say there's one guy in Oklahoma that he calls in, you know, on the 15th of the month just to get his balance every month, why not give it to him, right? If we say that, hey, all of Oklahoma calls in and all of them for some reason always want option 9 stuffed down in a tertiary menu somewhere, let's give them that option first. If we find out that, you know, this guy's a platinum customer and he spends between X and X every month, let's give him some upsell or cross-sell, right? And maybe they don't want to use IVR. Maybe they want to use text. They want to automate text, or they want to use the web page, or they want to use a combination of both. Let's give them that. So we added tags within Arca, and right now they're just stubbed out. The goal is to be able to get a lot of reporting information and be able to move that up in the cloud. And we do see a lot of companies moving up in the cloud. In fact, the adoption rate blew me away. When I've seen some of our largest customers at IVS move to cloud, sometimes it was kind of a shocker. I always thought a lot of the larger customers say, oh, that's my data, or you know, what's this going to, I don't want you to have access to this. And I thought we'd see a lot more of that, but people are really adopting cloud-based and hosted technologies. So what I see is people moving to cloud, okay? I see us being able to position Arca so that they can design the applications locally, run them up in the cloud or on-premise, right? Roll them right out. Be able to collect a lot of reporting data, analyze it, and be able to perform business decisions based on that. And there's a lot of products out there trying to do that, but I don't think they're going to do it the way Arca is going to do it. The way we don't want to rip apart your application and have to hit a database every time to figure out what we want to do. We're working on and thinking about new ways to actually make that happen in real time. So we give the applications intelligence, okay? And they learn. They keep learning from themselves, okay? And we make it so there's an authorization process. Some things will be laid straight out as a services engagement with the client and say, these are your business rules, we got it. You know, or maybe you have a SOA architecture we can pin into. And we make the applications the best they can. So they're learning, they're better and better up in the cloud. That's great. So maybe you have 5 banks up in the cloud. They have automated technologies, IVR, chat, text, web, whatever, okay? And they're learning up there. And these 5 banks, they all have similar things. You know, you can pay your bills, you can get your balances, you can move money, all these things. And they're all branded differently. And they're all self-learning. Just bear with me. This is in the future, guys. Now imagine that you could share some of the knowledge, not the customer base, not the customer list, not the branding information, but in the end, people just want to do certain things. And the way that I see it is there'll be self-learning applications up in the cloud that learn from themselves, and they'll also give something back into the collective. They'll also let, you know, they'll add value to a banking app, a general banking app. And you can make, with all of that data, you could make the best banking application for everybody, right? And we think that that's what's going to happen up there. So our next goal is to actually add more channels. You know, we have the reporting piece that we're adding. That's not there yet. We're going to be adding other channels, especially for voice objects, because they have the ability to do mobile and SMS and chat and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be adding that. And once that's done, we're going to focus on, you know, what's it really going to be? How can we affect and make the best applications possible for our clients and make sense of it for them, so that every time a banking app needs to be created, it's not done from scratch. There's one out there. Go lease it. Okay, we'll slap some branding on it for you. We'll personalize it for you, and that's sort of the goal of Arca. That's where we see Arca going in the future. Right now, what we have is what I said. We can right now go from Edify to VXML, voice objects, or prophecy, and we're creating the interaction composer adapter for the back end next. If you see an opportunity and you say, hey, I'm with, you know, Cinelect, and we have all these old NVOX guys, customers, and they want to move to our new stuff, give us a call, and we'll create an adapter for it. We'll make sense of it, and that's where we're at. You know, for those of you that are still with us, I appreciate your time. Are there any questions? If there are, there's a little hand button. So if there's no questions, then I'll give it a sec. If there's no questions, then I will end the conference. All right, no questions. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys being there and listening to what we're about with Arca. It's very exciting for us all, and it's very exciting for the IVS guys. So thanks for being on. Take care. Bye-bye.